what we are doing is visualizing financial statements. So in the stock market, people are used to seeing price charts. However, for some reason, the visualization aspect hasn't really meandered into the financial statement world. So what we want to try to do is make it easier for the average person who's looking to invest in a company to see their financial statements and understand what exactly they're buying.
We work to develop an automated foreign exchange trading system. What the system basically does is it takes advantage of the fact that the forex market is 24 hours a day. So a lot of the times, if you were a trader or a novice investor, you would identify trends in your strategy, and you want to automate those, because someone can work 6, 8, 10 hours a day, but if you automated that, and then you can get the strategy to trade for you 24 hours a day.
It really allows you to mix and match when you're searching, and it helps you find what you're looking for faster, because it's telling you exactly what it's searching for, and you don't have to guess what to put into the search bar.
So specifically, we're doing it for Grand River Hospital, and we're looking at scheduling their operating rooms with respect to other resources in the hospital, such as surgical tools or surgeons, as well as surgery ward beds. So basically what the software does is it takes as input demand for different surgeries, rewards associated with doing those surgeries, and it produces an optimal surgery block schedule.
And what we provided for them was a decision support system based on simulations, so they're able to determine their facility's capacity and the performance of their system.
So the focus on this term was the software, and so we started breaking off chunks, started programming the software, and the major focus in the software was to build this inventory management solution in. Basically, it looks at when stock falls below a certain point, tells them that she needs to reorder, and we've given her a solution to tell her how much to reorder and when to reorder. I mean, there's tons of extra fringes that we've added. Eye exam scheduling is another module we've added. Customer management and customer relation management is another thing that we've really helped them focus on, those sort of things, helping them improve their business.
We worked with Nestle Canada Ice Cream to redesign their distribution network so that they were able to work with nighttime and daytime deliveries. They had overlapping routes now. What we did was design a program that would do all the routing for them. It allows them to switch in different heuristics, and it'll come up with an estimate of the number of routes that you need to run all the routes. What we find is that when you do switch to night routes, you actually increase the distance, but depending on how much faster you can travel at night, you're able to remove some routes and actually decrease the congestion that's being caused by your routing.
Our project is creating an inventory, decision analysis, and support system for ACMS Export Incorporated. What we tried to do was take an unknown product mix in our supply and match it to a customer demand while maintaining acceptable inventory levels.
Where we came in is we developed a web service to actually communicate between all the entities. So when a seed dealer sends an order to a seed processor, the seed dealer puts it into their own system, and they don't have to call up the seed processor and tell them, hey, I need this. The system automatically sends that order on to the seed processor.
Basically, the motivation behind our project was to reduce the impact on environment as a result of continuous increase in paper consumption, as well as to introduce the concept of mobile technology within the educational institutes. So what we developed was an application, a comprehensive interface that takes into account course status, agenda, an interactive ebook, something which has interactive, collaborative, modifiable features to engage users in such a way to enable them to study faster, perform better, and to save the cost of ebooks.
We were able to give them a new process that the business could follow, that were more efficient, more formalized, and the point of doing that was that they can now track their time more accurately, which meant they had less revenue loss.
My last co-op term was at BMO in the Small Businesses Group. Essentially what I did was create mathematical models for them to help explore where they have to find the new customers, or do they have to sell products to existing customers.
One of the big projects I've worked on was actually doing a procurement strategy enhancement for a big power generation nuclear company.
I've had a lot of different co-op experiences. That's something I think that management engineering really gives you, is a really varied experience. A lot of people have done different things in medical care, industry, things like that, government.
One of my co-op terms was actually at the manufacturing facility of Research in Motion, where they make blackberries. My specific job was to try to improve the operations of the manufacturing line, several of them, and I implemented several systems to make sure that we are capturing some important information that we weren't capturing before to try to improve the system.
I went down to Silicon Valley and I worked for a company that made a lot of websites, and I helped develop them, and I got to see the development process with that.
And working on that project, I picked up a lot of knowledge on how to design and operate databases and integrate them with user interfaces for customers.
I went on to work for Suncor, which is an oil and gas company, a Canadian oil and gas company, and landed a full-time job with them after graduation. So I'm pretty thrilled about that, and it should be an excellent experience.
So I'll be working for CIBC, a retail bank, in their business analyst role. And I'll be working on the trading systems and migrating from their old trading systems to the new trading systems.
I'm going to Deloitte in Vancouver. I'm going to be a technology consultant there.
I have a job lined up with an engineering contracting firm, Canadian. They're one I've worked with in the past co-op terms. They do heavy civil and infrastructure work, waste treatment plants, transit GO stations. So they offered me a project engineering position.
The management engineering world tackles a set of problems in a very open-ended problems, and it makes you think about these problems in a very different way than you would in a different discipline.
I think management engineering program covers a lot of different fields that you may not experience if you go to other engineering programs.
One of the strengths I find about the management engineering program is that it really gives you a good overview of operations research.
I think the biggest strength of our program is how it's multidisciplinary, where we learn a lot about technology, we learn a lot about mathematical models, and we learn a systematic way of finding solutions to problems.
I think the biggest strength is that I've been exposed to a broad array of fields, and a lot of that has been software focused, but not the focus on how to develop software and how to use algorithms, but how to design good, robust software, and not to focus on sort of the technical nitty-gritty details, but focus on how is this useful to people.
I like that you can go into anywhere with it. I've worked in healthcare, I've worked in financial industry, I've worked in government, in construction, and it's just all applicable.